So no doubt you've seen the title, Most Beautiful You, and you were expecting a very dramatic makeup, very over the top. And basically when I saw that IT Cosmetics was running a competition and the first round was to make a video about the Most Beautiful You, I automatically had that zap of ideas shooting into my head of big bright makeup, big winged eyeliner, full on makeup, probably my normal makeup that I would do for photos and that sort of thing. But then when I actually stopped and thought about it, for me, I have two big concerns when it comes to my skin and my appearance. Because of my health the way it is, and for those of you that don't know, I have an autoimmune disease, and it basically means that physically I look sick 99% of the time. Naturally I have very pale skin, but I also have very, very dark circles underneath my eyes that do get worse as my disease gets more active. And the other thing is the butterfly rash, which basically goes right up to my temples, right down to my chin and across the bridge of my nose. It isn't just redness, it is very patchy and it doesn't look very healthy. And one of my biggest concerns is when I look in the mirror or just catch my reflection, if I see myself looking sick, it makes me feel worse. And it's one of those things, it's 99% psychological. If I don't see that automatically in the mirror, I don't feel as sick and it makes me feel better. And it was actually one of the original reasons I got into makeup as a teenager, was to learn how to cover that up. This is kind of my tutorial of how I try and make myself feel beautiful. And it's not from a superficial point of view, it's from the point of trying to trick my brain into forgetting that it is in pain or it's sick. So if you want to see a tutorial on the look that I'm wearing, keep watching. It is quite simple. It's more focused on blurring out certain areas and highlighting others. It's not about completely starting again and having a blank canvas. Okay, so the most important thing with any makeup look is good skincare. For me, that means Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen. This is 30 plus because I'm not going to be getting that much sun today. Put that on. And then the other thing that I use is the Michael Todd True Organics Intensive Eye Cream. So rub that all in. The only thing that you don't want to do is get sunscreen on your eyelids because it will make your eyeshadow crease. So every day, it doesn't matter if I am wearing makeup or if I'm even going outside, always sunscreen. You can get sunburnt through the windows. Trust me. And then just a little bit of the Nivea lip butter. This is just the unscented one, but I do like all of them. Next up is the primer. So this is the Bourjois Happy Lights Luminous Serum Primer. I do have the matte one and that's the one that I use during summer. Yeah, so just a little bit of that. Pretty much concentrating it at the center of my face. Okay, so next up is probably one of the most important products for me, and that is corrector. I use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. This is in light. This is a godsend. I have got quite bad dark circles. It normally depends on how sick I am at the time, but there are some days where I will look in the mirror and just seeing them reminds me how sick I am, and then it makes me feel worse, if that makes sense. So even if I don't wear any makeup whatsoever, I will always, after doing my eye cream, correct my under eye circles, just enough to kind of blur them out. You don't need that much of this product. It's kind of quite waxy, so... Okay, so I've just zoomed you in. Hopefully you're still in focus. So just to give you an idea of how bad they are from different angles. Sometimes when I'm looking dead on, you can't really tell as much. But I love this stuff. Under eyes are concealed. Next thing is the butterfly rash. The joys of having autoimmune disease. So it pretty much goes from my temples to my chin, big triangle, across my bridge of my nose, and then on the same side. It gets worse in different types of lighting. It gets worse in sunlight. It gets worse depending on disease activity. But the more product you wear over the top of it, the worse it can actually get. It can end up being sort of like eczema you get over the top of it. So on occasion I will wear full coverage foundation and concealer and corrector and all that sort of thing to cover it up. Day to day I try and use the smallest amount of foundation possible and basically blur out the rashiness of it because it's not evenly red. The only spot I do try and properly cover up is sort of this bit, because this I just wear less blush pretty much. The foundation that I use is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1. This is in 805. You can't actually buy this in Australia anymore, so I buy it in from America. So smallest amount possible. It's probably 3/4 of a pump. And I just dot it, concentrating the bulk of the foundation in the spots that I need it. That's the foundation done. For concealer, I use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I do use this all over my face. I don't just concentrate it on my under eyes, but to be honest, I don't really use that much. It's probably like half a dot. I just concentrate it inner corners of my eyes, a little bit around my nose, and any blemishes that are coming through. Final step for my face in terms of liquid products is another 2 spritzes of the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, or a few in my case because I'm running out. And then just to set it, I use a little bit of the L'Oreal Nude Magique BB powder. This is in light, concentrating on my T-zone. After that, I leave my foundation to settle, and then I go in with my Lorac Pro Palette. For my eyes, I keep it quite basic, just to make it easy. I just use the cream shade all over my lids, champagne and pewter, and blend that through the socket. Okay, so that's that eye look done. The only thing extra that I did do was add a little bit of the nude shimmer just to the inner corner, just to warm it up a little bit and to bring some brightness to that inner corner. From there, my brows, they are a mess at the moment, so please ignore that. I am trying to grow them out a little bit. But what I do is just use the Benefit Gimme Brow, the one that has fibres in it, and just... not really even filling them in, just giving them some shape, putting them in the right spot, adding some colour, but nothing dramatic or over the top. This depends on how good or bad my eyes are looking. I don't do it every day. I probably only do it once or twice a week. But the NYX Wonder Pencil in light The only other thing that I do with my eyes is mascara. Okay, so using just a little bit, and that is the key on natural looks, is not going too much mascara. The only thing left to do is some face shaping. I don't do complete contour, I do not do complete highlight, and I do not do complete blush. I use the Naked Flushed palette in Streak. I love this one. The colours are quite natural. The bronzer is slightly shimmery, but not to the point of being over the top, so you can still use it to slightly contour. So for me, I hold the brush. I only use one brush. It's just quick and simple and easy. And just pretty much put it on the bottom of my cheek. That's the only way I can describe it. It's not proper contouring. It is sort of in my jawline. And I also find using bronzer helps to hide some of the redness. It kind of makes it look more tanned, because the redness looks like it's fresh tan pretty much. Taking it around the outside of my face and just a little bit down the sides of my nose. Then I take the blush and work it up. I do go quite high. I don't put it really on the apples of my cheek. Just blend, blend, blend. And then highlight. I don't really highlight anywhere else on my face because I haven't completely set my foundation, so it will go slightly dewy during the day. I just press it in on the tops of my cheekbones. Finally, lipstick. I don't go over the top, but these are sort of my go-to shades. I have so many lipsticks, so the fact that that's all that I have left of this one. Hang on, can we see it? That's all I have left of this one, so for me that's saying something. I love this shade. This is one of the Maybelline Colour Sensational lipsticks in 870 Afternoon Tea. I'm not overly precise with it because it is pretty much my lips but better type nude, so don't really need to be that accurate. So this is one of the Maybelline lip glosses. This is in 200 Knockout Pearl. It is pretty much just a shimmer, clear shimmer, and I just put that in the center just to brighten up my lips, give them some shape, and also keep the moisture in there. Okay, so this is the finished look. It isn't over the top, it isn't in your face, but it does give shape to your face. It does blur out maybe areas that you don't want to be so prominent, and basically gives you the appearance of, I just rolled out of bed looking like this, which nobody actually does roll out of bed looking like this. It basically covers up areas that you may not want to be as prominent, but it doesn't completely blur them out, which is probably one of my biggest suggestions for if you do have a lot of redness on your face, or if you do happen to have the butterfly rash or something like that, is don't try and hide it completely. You have to embrace a little bit of it and accept that it's there, but it doesn't need to be as prominent. Looking unhealthy, when that isn't staring back at me, that's when I feel the most beautiful. When there isn't that constant reminder of you're sick, you feel terrible. When that's not staring back at me, that's when I feel the most beautiful. So that's why I chose this look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. All my links are in the down bar. There will be a blog post to go along with that. Don't forget to read it. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!